Hello everyone, welcome. My name is Sam ReaN, of course. Welcome to the ReaN F1 podcast. Woo! And today we have got a full roundup of the news in the whole of F1 and my thoughts on the F1 this weekend. Excuse me, by the way, if you think that I look weird or anything, but boiling hot today and it's just scorching. Been out all day as well, so yeah. So let's start off with the first thing. Of course, we have McLaren Honda, but it will not be McLaren Honda anymore. Obviously, till the end of this season, there will be. But next season will be McLaren Mercedes. Obviously, last time McLaren had a Mercedes engine is when they started to win. And fingers crossed, they actually do win. So huge news. Not a surprise in much because obviously all season and the two previous seasons, Honda has not delivered. Obviously, they thought McLaren thought that they could relive the past, bring the partnership together, and together they could take F1 by storm. But obviously, they can't. So that's that. But moving to Mercedes engine is not gonna keep Mr. Fernando Alonso at the team themselves. So, with that said, no idea what will happen next year, but they are trying all they can, McLaren, to try and keep Alonso. But if he does go, it would be a huge heart of F1 that goes. Because Alonso were back there, back in the day, fighting Michael Schumacher for the titles. And he deserves one more shot at the title, I reckon. I reckon he's not done and down in the dumps in terms of not trying for the title. Obviously, every time he drives a F1 car, he gives his all. But moving to Mercedes will not help either. So, obviously, if you not know, Alonso partnered Lewis Hamilton in the 08 season, I believe, and they had so much friction within that team. And yes, but so obviously Alonso, I always remember that one time at Hungary, I think it was. No, it might have been Nürburgring. Yeah, that they double stacked Lewis and Alonso, but Alonso was first, and they needed a quick pit stop, both of them. But in the pit stop, Alonso took his time to get off, leaving Lewis losing tons and tons of time, so we couldn't grab the point to win the title, win the race. But that will always be remembered. But Alonso, of course, is a huge player in terms of F1 and all that. So moving on to the next thing. That's Force India. They will rename the name of Force Indias. Obviously, I think before it was, I'm not too sure, but obviously, Force India is a good team. Obviously, back in Canada, sorry. They should have had the 3, 4, or 4, 5, because let's face it, the events at Canada could have been different if Perez wouldn't be so stubborn. And let Ocon pass Ricciardo, and potentially Ocon could have got his first podium in F1, but that wasn't to be. Fate gets his own way. So Force India renaming their team, not a huge surprise, but it's a little bit surprising, obviously. But that's that. Obviously, we don't know the name of the soon not to be Force India, but obviously whatever it is going to be a shock in the system. Obviously, they changed all the team pink, so no, they could be called the Pink Panthers next season. Moving on though from Force India is a brand new F1 team heading for the grid in F1 in 2018. Of course, mostly, if not all, is due to Chinese money. And as you know, China has tons and tons of money. Hence the reason they got their own Super League. They're getting the greatest in football, one of the greatest players they're trying to get anyway, and pay over ridiculous overpriced price tags and all that. But of course, a new team in F1 now, that is awesome. But I'm not sure whether they need a full year to prepare for the following year, just like Haas did. But obviously Haas had tons of time to prepare and all that jazz. So brand new team. Of course, Red Bull's crew and people working back at the factory, they've been talking about this brand new team coming in, and do not be surprised if something comes out of that. But I think so. It's certain that next season we're adding another team in F1, which is super exciting. And the next thing we need to talk about is, of course, Mr. Robert Kubica. Now, Robert Kubica has had a phenomenal F1 career, but unfortunately was cut short. So 6 years ago, he went to do some rallying in a rally test, and unfortunately, he didn't. I think he fractured his wrist, so he was out of action for all the time. There's no F1 for him for a long, long time. But after 6 years, I can finally say that he is ready and fit and full of confidence of an F1 return. So expect him some point in the near future, maybe next season. Obviously, either Magnussen or Palmer. I'm British and I'm Welsh, but Palmer might have to go for Kubica to slot back in. Yes, and Kubica, he's just phenomenal. He is the driving style he used to have, and obviously who can remember that massive crash at Canada in 2007. Obviously, that was the biggest crash we had in recent years. Some might argue maybe the Canada from last weekend or the weekend before was bigger, but no, you only have to search on the YouTubes and all that for finding out. But Kubica ready, full fit, ready for an F1 return after 6 years, and if he joins next season, it'll be 7 that he obviously went back to F1 team, yes, and he of course will be heading to Renault. And Renault is a team where they need talent, they need top drivers, and maybe it could be Alonso and Kubica, and who that would be awesome, wouldn't it? But obviously, a lot of stuff happening now to the end of this season, head into next season. But Kubica will be guaranteed to be at Renault next season. if Palmer isn't doing any good. So obviously that's that. Oh, and another thing is that Lewis Hamilton himself has made a comment in the press saying that he wants the silly F1 season to end. So obviously it's easy for him to say that because he ain't winning most of the races. Vettel is, isn't he? So yeah, I'm not. I'm a Lewis Hamilton hardcore fan, but come on, innit? Yeah. So let's check some more news, shall we? Let's check the news. Yes. Do that. Just looking at here. Rosberg, the F1 champion who retired, has said he played psychological games when he was teammate with Lewis Hamilton, and yeah, obviously, yeah. Anything else? The former Ferrari driver Rubens Barrichello will be debuting at Le Mans, and comments has come out from him himself saying that he feels like an F1 driver again, which is awesome because Rubens Barrichello was amazing as an F1 driver. Porsche, they won the Le Mans. They won the Le Mans. Porsche did. Obviously, I will be heading to the British Grand Prix this year, which will be awesome. And if it's like today, it's boiling today. It's even more hot tomorrow. Then we should have a great time. Obviously, the debate has been spread around that the blue flags might end up being dropped, and that's bad. I don't think they should because the blue flags needs to be there. Otherwise, people will have crashes. I think that's it for today's roundup. Thank you for watching. Smash the like button, and I'll see you all next time. Peace. Diolch.